everyone, how are you? My name is Alex and welcome back to InfinityCraft. So I'm here in front of Pigcart's nether portal project and I've got some materials to drop off for him. Not a lot of stuff, but enough to hopefully help. So in any case, I just want to tell you guys what is going on because I think you have a right to know what's going on. But basically, I talked about in my last episode about having the sinus infection and being on the antibiotic for it and getting better and how I was feeling better. And right about that time, I also went to an ENT, and what he had said to me was, if and when you ever get sick again, we'll do a CT scan of your sinuses, and we'll assess that, and we'll see what's going on, and we'll go from there. Well, sure enough, the reason why you didn't see any additional videos for last week was because I got so sick that I had a horrible bronchial cough. It was really bad. I'm not going to go too deep into detail because nobody really wants to talk about the gross, nasty mucus and sickness and whatnot, but basically it was just gross, nasty mucus, coughing, sickness, not feeling well, not really being able to work properly, and it was just horrible. It was absolutely horrible. So I get the CT scan, go into the ENT's office, we look at that scan, and my sinuses, my frontal sinuses, my sinus cavities in my forehead and in my cheeks were clogged. I mean, it was bad, and what I actually have is chronic sinusitis. Now, chronic doesn't mean that it will never go away. A lot of people think you have it forever, but chronic means it's harder to get rid of. Um, so I've been thinking about what on earth could have possibly caused me to get a chronic illness, because I've never had anything chronic in my entire life. Yes, I have a deviated septum, but the ENT said it is so minor, and everybody's got a little bit of deviation in their septum anyways. We're not perfectly even on both sides of our body. So everyone's nose is naturally crooked. Um, so it's not the cause. And I have no history of sinus infections. I don't think that the so-called hay fever and allergy problems that I had, over the past couple of years were actually hay fever and allergy problems. I think it was chronic sinusitis for 2 years. I really do. And I think there was something that set it off when I started working at IKEA, because all of these problems happened right after I started working at IKEA. And a lot of people try to say, well, it's because you were working with kids, so you got sick. And that's not really historically appropriate for me. I very seldom ever get sick when I work with kids. It's part of why I like doing it, because I have a very powerful immune system. And usually if I start at a new center or anything like that, it takes months upon months upon months for me to actually get sick. It's pretty hard for me to get sick. So to be sick that frequent, I was definitely being exposed to something in that workplace that was not good for me at all. And it's probably not something like a virus. It's probably either high bacteria levels, it could be mold or mildew. There was something that was pretty significant that was causing this, and I'm pretty sure that IKEA is at fault. Whether or not I want to pursue that, I have no idea. I kind of don't care. I don't work there anymore, so I don't care. I'm at a new school where I don't get sick. I mean, I've been sick since I started there, but that's the aftermath of being at IKEA. It's not related to this center. So basically, I wanted to give you guys an update. So I am on 3 weeks of antibiotic, and I'm also on 3 weeks of prednisone, which prednisone has had the opposite effect on me that it typically has on most people. It usually wakes people up. For me, it actually makes me tired. That's because it's a glucocorticoid, or it's kind of like a type of cortisol, but that's not really what it is, but it's sort of what it is. And it's basically a steroid. And because I'm autistic, and people with autism naturally produce high levels of cortisol all day, every day, and that's why we have sleeping problems and why we have so much energy. There's just too much cortisol in me, and I'm very calm. So I'm not calm right now because I'm in a good mood, but I've been very sleepy, and my sleep is just all over the place. So anyways, let me stop just rambling on and drop off these materials, and then we're going to go do what we said we would do. This is... Nope, that's a dump chest. We don't want to put that there. Where does he actually... Did he... He had a chest that was set aside for putting things in to make life easier. Alright. I saw a crafting table. There it is. We want to make a chest. That's what we want to do. We want to make a chest. We can throw out the dirt because we don't need it. Put that like that. I don't have a lot to drop off for him, but I certainly have enough to feel like I'm being helpful. At least somewhat. So I'll give him that too, because I don't really need all that cobblestone. I'm not using cobblestone in what I'm doing today anyways, so... 2 pig cart. Enjoy these materials. Alex. There we go. Okay, so that's done. So that was my first goal, but this is... I'm not going to use these particular colors. I might use the white terracotta, actually, because it's kind of creamy looking, because I'm doing the whole dessert theme park theme. So that'll be good, but this is just for lighting stuff up. That's just for marking things I know I'll forget. And, yeah, but basically what we're going to do today is we're going to do a lot of planning. I had wanted to build a structure, but it's about 8 o'clock at night and I have to do video editing, and I don't have time to build a structure. So we're going to do a lot of planning, and I'm going to take you through all that planning. I think that will be a lot of fun for us, because it will be a way for us to basically look at the whole thing together. You know what I mean? And go through it together. So I'm going to get myself out there, which really will kind of take a little while, and I don't have a lot of rockets, so I'd rather not waste my rockets. So I'm going to run out there, and when we come back, I will be over there, and then we will do what we got to do. So I will see you guys in a little while. Alright, everybody, so here we are at what will eventually be my dessert theme park base. So all the crazy stuff that me and Pigcart did in that bonus footage from the last episode is still back there. I'm just going to leave it there because we're just marking stuff out, so it doesn't need to be out of the way. Anyways, so let's get to it. The first thing that I want to do is actually pick out where I want my entrance to be. And I kind of feel like over here where I did this whole curvy area, this would actually be a cool place for an entrance, to kind of have like a curved entrance. So I think I want to mark kind of like around here to kind of be like maybe about that big. Ah, lag! No lag while I'm talking. Should that be bigger? No, I feel like that's fine. Because what I want to have is like columns going up, and it's going to be like a big archway, and it'll be like kind of like candy canes or something like that, or something candy themed. In any case, and probably maybe like lollipops at the top of the poles or something along those lines. Just something very candy looking. That'll have, you know, a big sign and whatnot. I don't need to build that, like a whole template of that, because I know how to build a gate. So the entrance will be there, and I feel like if I kind of want it to be sort of like a pie piece. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't know what I mean, but kind of shaped like a pie piece. Like a piece of pie. I feel like that could be really cool. This doesn't feel like it's completely even, though. Do I want it to be completely even? I don't think it really matters. Because once I put in the columns on either side and build the gate, it'll be fine. But I'm just going to mark this out for right now. Nope, that's too far. No, we didn't want to do that. Misplacing blocks, that will never not be a thing in this game. So yeah, that's obviously uneven, but who cares? It doesn't matter. But it'll be about this size, and right over here, I'm going to just put up a sign that says info desk, which it's not what it's going to be called, but that's what it will be. And info desk is going to be like right about here. And this will be a place for visitors to get tickets and stuff like that. Small little info desk, nothing particularly exciting looking. Like, it'll be cute, but it won't be like, what do you call it? You know, overly structured. And over here, I think I want to have something a little bit larger, which will be a small souvenir shop. I think that'll be a lot of fun to have kind of like a souvenir thing. Not sure what I'll sell here, you know, but am I spelling that right? I need to Google that. That's sad that I don't know how to spell souvenir. Okay, there's no I. I have to get rid of that I right there, or that E right there. There's only one E in souvenirs. In case you didn't know, that's how you spell souvenirs. Okay, so that's that. Alright, so for a pathway, how do I want to do this? I feel like at this point, making paths would be a good idea. Maybe what... I don't want to make grass paths because they're a pain to get rid of. But what I do want to do, actually, is... let me see here. So, I want to start... Okay, that's a little powerful. Alright then. Well, anyways, doesn't really matter that much. We'll just put that there for right now. Boop, boop, boop. These won't be the final paths. I'm going to use different blocks. Like, the, you know those dark oak trapdoors that look like chocolate? You bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be using those. And just to make my life easier, because I really... Do I do 4 wide or 3 wide? I think for right here, 3 wide would be appropriate. I'm just going to mark it like this. I don't have to do like an entire path to mark out that there will be a path here. So, yeah, that's going to be path 1. And I think what I'll put right about here is probably like some kind of like little garden-y thing. You know, some kind of plant, pretty landscaping. Just to have something there. Probably not over here. Well, yeah, actually, right about, starting right about here would actually be appropriate for a wider path. So, we'll do that. And these guys will connect up together, kind of using my typical build style with Zoo Tycoon and Zoo Tycoon 2 to do this, because that's the way that I am. And, okay, so that's a path. So that's actually some pretty good progress right there in terms of planning things out. I'm happy about this. I've been thinking about this all season too, and that kind of makes things a little bit easier. So, let's think about this. My house is going to be in the center. It's going to be way over there. So, for over here, I wonder if concessions would be a good idea. To have some concessions. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Let's do that in red. I mean, there's really no reason why I picked these particular terracotta colors. It's like these are the extra blocks that I had left over from what I built to the Phantom Dragons. So it's like, well, I got these, might as well use them. So, it'd also be nice if I didn't... Okay, so I had the menu open and I tried to hit enter to close my inventory rather than hit the inventory button, because that makes sense. Anyways, so... Should concessions face this way or face that way? What's easier? Both. We'll do both. So, we'll make each one about 5 by 5. I don't want it to be too big. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I really don't want things to be too large because that can be problematic. Not just for building, but also because it'll like overtake everything, and I don't want the concessions to be like super huge and be like the main focus because that's just silly. So, and then maybe like another one right here as well. Something small and modest. There we go. Okay, so we'll leave that like that. That path will just go there. I'll probably put like a little bit of landscaping there just to have that be like nicely landscaped because that's the way that I am. It's already almost nighttime. So there's a few food things that people can grab, you know, when they first come in, like snacks and whatnot. So yeah, so over here, I feel like a lot of decorative stuff could be right here because there's a small area that I don't feel like a theme park thing could really be, like an actual like arcade or something wouldn't be appropriate right here. I mean, if you think about a theme park, you don't have all the cool stuff at the very beginning of the theme park because then people don't go through the rest of your park. You obviously want them to go throughout, so you put the cool stuff in the middle, like my house. And so I think right here would be good for decorative. So we'll go back to the blue. I know. I'm going to do 3 high pillars for, I gotta sleep, but I'm going to do 3 high pillars for lollipops. And part of the reason why I'm, like, announcing this so much... Okay, that was weird. Anyways, part of the reason why I'm announcing this is so that when I go back and watch the video, I can remember what the heck it was that was going on in my head. So, and we'll put another 3 wide one right there, and then one right there as well, and probably one like right back there. The monsters are making me a little nervous right now, and they're very distracting. So there will be lollipops in there, like it'll be kind of like a lollipop thing, and they won't be sticking straight up. They'll actually be leaning outward. I just don't feel like building that right now, because that requires a lot of blocks. Anyways, and there will be other like candy-like things in here, so basically just like a really pretty decoration, which is fine. So moving on from that, I think now would be a good time to work on the primary path. So we'll come out here like this. We'll pretend like we didn't see that. There's a lot of hollow ground underneath here. That's why there's so many mobs. It is what it is. So there's not really a whole lot that we can do about that right now. We'll just kind of live with it. I'll go in and light it all up. And then you won't have creepy mob noises when you come to my park. So anyways, this rain is just... Oh, I disabled chat. Hold on, I can't with this. Weather clear. Good God. It's like the sound is so irritating, but also just for video quality, it doesn't work. And I know that myself and GamePar are the only people on here who can reset that, and I understand that that is technically naughty, but it is what it is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. There'll be a turn here, and I think this I actually want to have go right to the center. Oh, there was a creeper right under there. Right to my house. Or what will eventually be my house. So I'm going to live in a giant cupcake, basically, which I've never done that before. I mean, I've built some pretty fantasy-like and decorative structures for houses. I built some really weird houses, too. I've never built a cupcake before, so this is going to be new for me. I think right here would be a good stopping point for where my house will go. So this is the path 2, and right at about here, actually, because I have more of the blue, I'm going to use that instead. And we're going to just, it's going to be round. It's not going to be square. It's not going to be a square cupcake. So, yeah, I'm just marking out that it generally will be about here. So, get that out of the way. My house happy face. That's a very awkward looking happy face. So my house will be right about here. So one thing that I was thinking about too with this whole theme park is not just like an arcade, but kind of having like different attractions, like things that you can go into that have things in them that are interesting and unique. Like having all of these different cupcake and cake and lollipop and candy type structures, but they all have something within them. So now that like this general part of it is done, I think now the easy part comes where we just kind of put all the cool structures where we want them to go, which is actually really easy. And I think what I'll actually do is do that off camera really quick, just because to watch me go around and be like, maybe I want to put it here. Maybe I want to put it there. It's a little annoying. So, not very fun to watch. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will be back with you guys when that is done. Alright, everybody. So it may not look like there's a lot behind me, but there actually is. There's quite a bit of planning and work that has gone into what I just did behind me. Again, it's all structure lines, and it's the dimensions of everything is going to shift and move, as I build this. Everything's going to have to change slightly, so, and that's perfectly fine. Excuse me. Anyways, sorry about that. Yeah, I still have the coughs from being sick. Anyways, so just to recap, we're standing at the front entrance, which obviously the shape is going to change a lot. And wrong button. Anyways, so we have the info desk right here, and we have souvenirs right here, and this is the main path that will take you over to where you can get some concessions really quick, or you could head along here, take a look at the lollipops, and you could head up this path to go to my house, or you could take this path over here, which goes by these structures that'll be over here. So what you'll see right here is it'll say Chocolate Pond River Start. So there's going to be a chocolate pond right here, and this is actually very, very, very loosely inspired by Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Very loosely inspired. The chocolate river in that movie is like one of my most favorite things, especially the little boat. So there's going to be a chocolate pond right here. It's not going to be this little. It'll be bigger. There's going to be a lot of like decorative stuff. Just use your imagination. I swear to you it'll be bigger than this. But it's going to go all the way over here, and it'll eventually spill out into a waterfall where that little sign is right there, where I have my crosshairs right now. And that'll just spill out through the wall that's going to go around this little structure. There's actually a big, like, chocolate wall that I'm going to build around this with all kinds of candy stuck on it and icing and everything. It's going to be very, very, very decorative, and it'll be spilling out into the ground over there. So you can follow the path along the Chocolate River just to take a look at the Chocolate River. I am going to put a boat inside the Chocolate River because I love that little river boat that they have in that movie. It's so precious. And this big structure right here is the Crumb Cake Petting Zoo. It's not a petting zoo for crumb cakes. You don't come in here to pet crumb cakes. It's a structure that will look like a crumb cake, but it will be a petting zoo. And there will be llamas and horses and sheep in here. And you get to pet them. So yeah. And over here, I just put up a sign because I wasn't really sure how to map out the structure of this because I don't really know 100% how I know how I want it to look, but I don't really know exactly how to build it, so it's going to take me a while, so I figured I'd rather just build it from scratch. But this will be the official Rent-A-Cat building right here, and it will look like a cat with a cupcake for a body. Like we've all seen Nyan Cat, which has the Pop-Tart for the body, and like his head and tail and legs are sticking out of it. Well, it's basically, Rent-A-Cat's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the orange cat, like the one at Spawn, but instead of being built into a house, it's actually going to be built into a cupcake. So yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be a really, really huge building, and the Chocolate River is going to be pretty big too. The path will follow along. I stopped building the path because I figured it would make more sense to build this structure first and then build a path around it. So, yeah, but anyway, so this right here is about where my house will be. Probably going to shift and move slightly. That's fine. No big deal. And then over here, we have the Gumdrop Carnival games. This is basically where the arcade's going to go, kind of, sort of, like, not an arcade like an arcade machine, but more like carnival games, like point and shoot kind of stuff. It's going to be kind of like a big gumdrop tent, in a way, if that makes any sense. Like a gumdrop that, or a tent that looks like a gumdrop. I hope that made sense. And then over here is going to be the Gingerbread House Village. This was inspired by Candyland. Like I literally just Googled like Candyland, the Candyland board, and the gingerbread house with the pink roof popped up, and I'm like, oh, Gingerbread House Village. So this will be a village, and yeah, it'll just be like a cute kind of like attraction where you go in and look at stuff, and that'll pretty much be that. And then this path continues on over here, and then we have the Candy Fairy Forest. So this whole area is going to be a big decorative exploratory kids attraction. I mean, there's really no kids on the server, but we're going to pretend like there are. And this will be like a whole fairy forest with like mushrooms and things, and it'll sort of have that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory simulation of everything's edible or eatable, as he likes to say in the movie. But you know, you wouldn't actually come in here and eat anything. You're just supposed to look at it, but it's supposed to look like it's basically a fairy forest made out of candy. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. That'll just be a fun attraction for people to just walk through. So that's that. This is going to take a long time for me to do. But it's okay. It's totally okay. It'll be fine. So anyways, I do want to thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, then feel free to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more. And in the next episode, I'm going to build my cupcake house first. That's going to be the priority. And then from there, you know, after that, we'll move on to the front entrance and getting that set up, followed by, you know, basically working our way inward, starting at the entrance and working our way all the way back. I think I'll probably save the Chocolate River for last, because that will be a very tedious block after block after block after block thing. I may even do it off camera, or at least do part of it on camera so that you guys can see how I conceptualize it, but not build the whole thing, because it will be a lot of placing of concrete and glass over and over and over again, and that can be a little redundant. So yeah, but anyways, I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then, oh wait, I already said that, to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more. So, that's your reminder to, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. You must. You have to. If you don't, I don't know what'll happen, but you just should. So anyways, thank you guys very much, and as always, I will see you guys next time.